Hey, this is Chris Russi, and welcome to another Thursday Stop. Okay, so my Thursday Stop, this little video here is the time in my week where I do nothing. I'm out of my office, I have no devices, no communication, I'm all alone, and it's my time to reflect. Reflect on the things that happened in the past week, and also look ahead to next week. I've got to make sure that my business is going the way I want it to go, and that my life is going the way I want it to go. So I'm going to take this time to kind of cover something that I went over this past week. I had several questions regarding this, and I just felt like it would be a great thing to cover with you here. And that is email marketing and drip campaigns. I'll be honest, I use lots of drip campaigns in my business, for myself, for this website. And the point of it is to really, of course, save time, but it also scale communication. It can get really difficult to have communication, email communication, with many, many people unless you start to systemize it. And of course, you systemize for the sake of saving time, but you also want to have a great experience for those who you are communicating with via email. And that doesn't matter if it's a transactional email, if it's an email directly from you as a personal email, or a newsletter or an e-blast, any type of email. This works. So the methodology that I would like to kind of cover here is forget the tools, forget the technology. Too many people get caught up in the technology and the actual systemizing of email marketing and drip campaigns that they kind of forget why they're doing it. And so I just want to go through a few things that you can understand that will really help you know how to, of course, build a drip campaign or how you want to do your email marketing. And then you will know how to use those tools effectively, because the tools should match the way you want to have your email marketing experience go. So those things are, number one, just create a scenario. Think about the way you're going to communicate and how people are going to communicate back with you via email. That initial welcome email, the onboarding email, the follow-up. What kinds of things are going to be said? What do people need to know? What kinds of questions do you need to ask to get answers from? So you have to expect to get responses from them. And what will those responses be? You don't have to be extremely specific on what these things are, but it'll allow you to know what kind of stage there needs to be an email for. And then what's the next one? If you get another response, or if you need to ask another question down the road, maybe hours later, or days later, or weeks later, or months later, figure out what that is, when that person needs to receive it, and when you expect to get a response from it. And that goes on and on and on. It doesn't have to be limited to one email or two emails. It can be 10, 20 different emails over the course of years. And these are systems that I have set up for my business. And frankly, they work very well. But they're all personalized, not to the point where we write out an email specific to, or an email campaign specific to each and every client. But we know of the story, the experience for each of those clients, and how we want to communicate with them and the types of communications we'll expect from them. So once you get the scenario out of the way, the next thing to think about is what tools are going to be used within that. Is that, again, going to be an email directly from you? How can you automate an email from you? Is it going to be a newsletter? How can you automate a newsletter? And so on and so forth. Some emails don't need to be automated, however. You simply just need to be reminded of when you need to send an email. And so it's not necessarily an email marketing platform that you need to use or an email marketing service. It can simply be a calendar to remind you that, hey, you need to follow up with a certain person right now or ask a certain question at this point. And tools like that can be just a calendar or a CRM if you want to get really sophisticated. And then the last thing is it's to completely remember that it's all about the experience. You don't want to be mechanical in these communications. You have to really think about who this is for and why you need to be doing it. I can't emphasize that enough. In order to have an effective email marketing campaign or drip campaign, you really have to make it about them and not yourself. You know, you're not trying to sell or do hard sales. Create relationships with these. I'm trying to express to you, use these systems to make it simpler for you to build relationships. So that's all I have to say about email marketing and drip campaigns today. Remember to not worry about the tools so much. Consider the experience and the people that you are trying to communicate with via email. All right, that's the end of the Thursday Stop. If you have any questions about email marketing or drip campaigns, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section back at chrisrissy.com for this video, or send me a tweet at chrisrissy on Twitter. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Or how about maybe you've got some ideas? I'd like to know. All right, that's the end. And remember, be the experience, master your business, and I'll talk to you next time.